Hi, we're here at Shefflin Acres, the site of the 2000 Maxwell Classic. We're taking a look right now at the scene, and boy does it look beautiful. It's a wonderful day out here, and you can see the landscaping has a couple new features. There's some new bushes that have been added, and I'm sure on the actual day, July 16th, 2000, there'll be some new surprises. But this is going to be a wonderful day and a wonderful tournament. I'm wondering how people are preparing for this tournament, who's actually taking the time to practice and who's goofing off. Why don't we take a look right now at who's preparing and see what they're up to. Alright, here we are, and the first thing we're going to do is check out what's up with the champion of the first Maxwell Classic from 1998. That's Dave Storr. Dave Storr, as you know, lives very close to Shefflin Acres. We think that might play a role in his preparations. It's very easy for him to come down to practice, but word has it he has not done so yet. Now, we're not sure if he's home, but we're going to check it out.
Don't you dare picture this mess!
Okay, it's off. Now, is he working at his golf game, or is he actually working somewhere else?
He's working. How about the making money?
That's great. Has he been practicing?
Oh yes, he was out there last night.
Oh, see, we knew it. Wow. What about Mr. Wright?
He played 36 holes.
Oh my gosh. There's Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, we've heard that you've practiced golfing recently. 36 holes.
36 holes? Yeah, that's right.
Let's see, I just
We want to know how.
posted it.
Do you know how Curtis has been preparing for the Maxwell Classic?
Yes,
Has he been practicing?
Played 18 holes of golf.
He did.
Wow.
So he's taking this seriously. Wow. And Curtis, Ms. Wright told us that Curtis has been golfing recently too.
Yeah, he went out and played 9 holes with us.
Well, that's great. That's funny. She said 18. It seems like there's a
18
little
it
bit
was.
of
No, it
a
was 18.
subterfuge going
You're
on
right,
here.
it was 18.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a picture of it. You want to see how bad he is, you can...
Oh, we'll have plenty of time to see that on July 16th.
Well, you know, we're going to go out and practice.
David,
Don't we?
there's some young men here that might like to be led into our son's bedroom.
That may sound like a strange proposal, but there seems to be some movement.
Good morning,
Signs of life.
Dave, Andy.
And there we have our first shot of Curtis Wright preparing for the Maxwell Classic. Curtis, how are you preparing? It looks like you are asleep, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's not 2 o'clock. All right, Dave.
So talk to us about Maxwell. So is this your plans for the day? Let's just get a shot of that. Curtis is...
Yep. I'm hoping to get a lot of rest.
Okay.
And as I told you before, I played my first full 18 holes of golf.
That's right. And how did you do that? How did you fare that day?
Well, it was a best ball, so I don't really know how I fared, but
I
let's
see.
just say they didn't kick me off the course.
Well, that's good.
So it's time to get up.
Oh, and look what time. Let's see what time it is. And it says it's 12 noon. That's not midnight, folks. That's 12 noon. Now make sure you know, Curtis, that the Maxwell Classic starts before noon on Sunday, okay?
I'm
You
aware.
can't, okay.
I'm aware.
Think it is? Holy cow. Jeremy Cha-Cha is here. Jeremy, how have you been preparing for the Maxwell Classic?
I've been getting a lot of rest and a lot of sun in Australia and California.
That's great. Any golfing?
Not a whole lot.
That's okay. You don't need it.
No, that's right.
Has Jeremy been practicing for the Maxwell Classic? Has he been preparing in any way?
Just 2 beers.
Thought. He hasn't been golfing that much. Sleeping around. Oh, I mean late.
2 beers.
Last night. Can you repeat one more time? What did you do last night to prepare?
Last night I went to Avalon on Lansdowne Street.
Is that a golf club?
No, it's not a golf club. It's quite a dance club.
Oh, okay. And then what did you guys do there?
We danced up a storm. Just 2 beers.
2 beers.
2 beers.
Jeremy, does beer enhance golf performance?
I think it does.
Okay.
Actually. I'm not positive on that.
Here's the house of now champion Andy Katz, also of Joel Katz. Well, here's Andy, and we've spoken to him already, but let's see if his father Joel is home. Has Joel been practicing?
Needs to do some more practice.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Katz. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good to see you. What have you been doing to prepare for the Maxwell Classic?
Not much.
Oh, okay. Now, is that because you don't need to practice since you're the team champion?
No, stories.
And we're coming up to Shefflin Acres, site of the Maxwell Classic 2000 event. But we're interested in seeing how Tim and Richard Shefflin are preparing for the Maxwell Classic, which takes place at their own house. And yes, he is here. There's Tim Shefflin. How have you been preparing for the event in terms of your performance?
Preparing?
Physically, mentally, emotionally?
It's a pretty strict weightlifting regimen.
Okay, we can see you've bulked up a little bit there. Let's get a look at those muscles.
A lot of anaerobics.
Anaerobics?
Yeah, typo.
Okay, yeah. And here he is, Richard Shefflin. How have you been preparing for the Maxwell Classic?
Oh, I find the best way is just to relax and be
Yeah?
completely at ease, because the worst thing you can do is choke a little like Andy usually does.
That's right, exactly. What do you think? And here we are at the Meads for try number 2. How have you been preparing? A lot of golfing out there, or mental preparations? What about Mike? Has he been preparing at all?
He's all set to go.
Have you been practicing?
No, not really.
No? Any mental preparation? No.
Now, word has it that he's preparing this morning by sleeping.
He's resting.
He's still.
So, Craig Gellermini, how have you been preparing for the Maxwell Classic?
I've been running a lot, 3 to 4 miles every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Playing soccer Tuesdays and Thursdays, get the cardiovascular endurance up for the tournament,
Have you been practicing?
No, not really.
Yeah, any mental preparation?
Sitting in a dark room.
And try to find a quiet place. Be by myself.
Sitting in a dark room, visualizing each shot, pretty much.
Yeah.
Go through the 18 holes. I'm ready.
Okay, now Mike, how have you been preparing for the Maxwell Classic?
My usual, nothing.
Nothing.
Skipping the practice round. It's a mental game.
You're skipping the practice round
Always.
again. Now what?
Tradition.
It's a tradition. Do you think that's going to give you a better chance of winning?
No.
Hello, David Storr. How are you doing?
How's it going?
Good. How's it going?
They find me.
Dave, it's been a long search.
Try to hide.
Dave, can you tell us how you've been preparing for the Maxwell Classic?
Yeah, actually, what I've been doing is I've been trying to tutor other people, because I feel like if you help other people, it makes you a better player.
Do you think that your championship in the first year, 1998, qualifies you to be an instructor?
Don't mind me, I'm just going to do some laundry.
Okay.
Can you repeat that question? That was a little complex.
Well, you won the 1998 championship. Does that qualify you to be an instructor? Or does that qualify you to...
I think my credentials are such that I don't really need to answer that question.
Okay, I understand.
Can you remember the hole-in-one last year?
What are your last preparations for the next 2 weeks?
The next 2 weeks, I'm gonna go out to Houston. I'm meeting with Harvey Pennick's younger brother, and I'm gonna play with him for a little bit. He's gonna, give me some pointers for the last couple rounds.
All right.
Going uphill with a little break to the left.
Corey Gellermini practicing his golf game.
Practicing
his golf game. When we come to practice.
I'm trying to, get past that crushing defeat of last year's choking, if you want to call that.
So Corey, have you been practicing for the Maxwell Classic?
This is the first time I've broken out the clubs this year.
But
no,
still,
second time.
And you still have 2 weeks left.
Yes.
Well, that is amazing.
There's a lot to work on.
Now, Corey, does the beer enhance golf performance?
You'd have to ask Billy about I think it does.
Okay. Are you going to keep practicing over the next 2 weeks? I mean, with this
non-stop.
This is
I've
amazing.
taken 2 weeks of vacation from work. I'm ready.
Tour professional Mike Hirsch, and Mike is drinking. What does that say? Bush Light. Mike, is that a vitamin drink to enhance golf?
It's light though. I'm keeping in shape, keeping slim for the big tournament.
Okay, I see. Is that Mike? How have you been preparing for the tournament?
Well, it's also born of natural ingredients.
So is that specifically good for golf?
Natural aging.
Okay. Any other preparations, Mike?
No.
Okay. How are you going to prepare over the next 2 weeks? And again, he goes to the bush.
I'll be playing a lot of Nintendo, keeping the fingers and the wrists nimble. I'll be playing a lot of Frisbee, keeping my athletic ability intact.
Oh.
Keeping the mind clear.
Okay.
Because I'm more of a mental game than physical.
That's right.
I don't play golf.
Okay.
So it's all about the mental stability.
That's right.
So I'll be keeping my mentality clear and focused.
Will you be drunk for the tournament?
No.
Okay. Indicats, while we're here, how have you been preparing for the Maxwell Classic?
I've really been working on my mental game as opposed to my physical golf game.
So have you been out practicing?
No, not really.
Why not?
I don't know.
That's
I've
not
been
important.
busy. with other things.
Too busy to practice, Andy Katz. Working on his mental game, but perhaps not on his physical game?
Busy.
Busy doing nothing.
Not the mind of a champion.
Sleeping and catching.
Inspiring words.
No, I've been busy.
I think
I'm coaching
not.
baseball.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, shut that off.
Now, Curtis, were you aware that you may not be partnered with your father this year?
I wasn't.
Curtis, what are your thoughts about that, of being partnered with someone other than your father?
Well, you know, I really just think that you're doing it because you were afraid of our uniforms last year.
So is it going to be true this year that you and Curtis will not be dressed alike?
Well, from our teammates, doesn't make any sense.
But you know, I'm confident that, you know, even without the old guy, that
The
that I
old
can be successful in this.
So you may actually have some input with your partner as to maybe ways to psych Curtis out during the play.
That'll be easy.
So, did you know, Jeremy, that you won't be partnered with Mike McAllister this year? Not necessarily.
Thank God.
Not necessarily. Any comments about that?
2 years is enough.
Okay. Any preferences as to who your teammate might be?
It's just 2 beers.
Britney Spears is not available.
I don't know what to say then.
Okay.
If she's not there, I have no preferences.
Okay.
Anyone will do me well.
That's right. We've heard that before. And what about the team championship? Are you hoping for any specific players to be matched with in the draw?
Well,
Go out on a limb and say who you're hoping for?
who am I hoping to be matched with?
Any favorites?
I think I'd like to be matched with Andy.
Oh, okay.
He's a solid professional. I think he's a good teammate, you know. I think it would be fun to be matched with maybe Mr. Wright.
He's been practicing. He played 36 holes the other day.
That doesn't surprise me.
No.
He's got game, you know.
Yeah,
Like to play with any of a number of people.
that's right.
Well,
Do you
that's
think
all
you
that
do you need
matters.
an Andy Katz to win?
No, I mean, I think it's a matter of luck in a lot of different ways, in the fact that who you're getting matched with may be a great player who has a bad day, or a lesser known player who has a great day, or you yourself may end up determining it on a good or bad day of your own. So
That's
it's all
true.
a matter of circumstance.
What do you think about the fact that you might not be paired with your son this year? The team competition is going to be randomized.
I don't know. That's something I'm going to have to adjust to. It's going to be very different. Tim and I are a good team. We complement each other.
Oh, I meant if you weren't paired with Tim, is there anyone you'd rather be paired with?
I have to reserve judgment.
That's right. You know, you may not be partnered with your son this year. What do you think about that?
Well, that's all right too.
Have you been practicing?
No, not really.
He can do well on his own.
If you could pick a partner, you know, other than Corey, who would you want to play with? If you had to say someone.
Doesn't matter to me.
Anybody.
Whoever I get, we're going all the way.
Listen to that. That's a bold prediction right there. Are you going to miss being partners with Jeremy?
I think I'll end up with Chachi.
You think you'll end up with him anyways?
Yeah, absolutely. Fate.
Do you want to be with him?
Sure, yeah. I mean, he usually does about as bad as I do.
If you could pick anybody, who would you pick to be your partner?
I'm not really sure who the selection is from this year, so I can't really say.
Who are you hoping to be partnered with?
I think Corey Gellermini.
Really? Corey Gellermini practicing his golf game.
I'd like to play with Corey.
Okay, so you think that would give you a chance at the championship, the team title?
Yeah. His demeanor is such that I think he'd definitely bring out the best in me.
That's great. So it's more about him bringing out the best in you.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? The fact is, he's a great player to play with, because I play up to his level.
That's right.
He's at a high level.
You choose him rather than Craig Gellermini?
Craig's a good young lad, but he's not quite there yet.
Any mental preparation? You know?
Sitting in a dark room. Yeah.
Corey, are you aware that you may not be paired with your brother this year?
Yes.
Well, what are your thoughts about that?
It'll be sad to see Craig go, but I don't think he can do what he did last year.
What's that?
Carry our team.
Okay. Is there anyone you'd rather be paired with besides Craig? Anyone you're hoping for?
Whoever I am paired with, that will be
Strong chance for victory. Who would you like to be paired with this year?
How about Tim Shefflin?
Really?
Well, no. See, Tim has tendencies to fall back a little bit and then start throwing things and getting all upset.
Now throwing things. What do you mean?
Actually, I wouldn't mind being Dave Storr's partner.
So you'd like to be with either Tim or Dave Storr?
Jeremy wouldn't be bad, but Jeremy hasn't been representing me for the past couple of years. It might be interesting to bring back the Cha-Cha Hirsch, duo.
That's true.
Two open spots we're trying to fill.
What do you think your chances are of defending the team title with your son?
Well, it depends on whether Andrew can carry me.
Well, I'm hoping he could shave a few strokes off his game and maybe carry me a little bit this.
Who's staying together?
myself and Joel Katz.
Any thoughts, Curtis? Is there any kind of...
There might be a conspiracy, but I'm willing to let him have it.
Mr. Wright, what do you think about that?
I don't know, seems fixed already.
Yeah,
you make the rest of the challenges random so no one can gang up on it.
Andy, are you worried that people may infer some sort of tomfoolery going on here?
That's how we've done it in the past.
Right.
That the team champions stay on the next year.
Logical, as always. Unfazed, Andy Katz.
And then you have the tournament guy, coordinator winning it. I think it's fixed, you know?
There have been rumors.
Let me tell you that the people who run this tournament, nutcases.
Now, why would you say that?
Because they've teamed me with Nick DeFino the last 2 years.
Did you not win with Nick DeFino the first year?
Weren't you the team champion in 1998?
Isn't that why you were team with him the second year?
Dave, any response?
No more rhymes, I mean it.
Anybody want a peanut?
Who will win the 2000 Maxwell Classic?
You want me to say David, huh? Kurt has potential.
It looks like you are asleep, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Which Wright has the better chance?
Well, my guess would have to be senior right.
What do you think your chances are this year?
Oh, I don't know. I thought they were better last year than they were.
I think...
Well, I think Mr. Wright has really been practicing for 12 months.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. That's what last year's story was.
I think, what are your chances for the Maxwell Classic Championship individual?
Bleak.
Bleak. Jeremy, do you want to go out on a limb and say, who do you think's going to win this year?
Who do I think's going to win?
Who do you think's
It's a tough call, you know. The field's been practicing a lot this past year.
Weak field.
A weak field, huh?
The field's been practicing a lot this past year. An extra year of experience, third year of the tournament. It's up in the air. Who knows?
Who do you think is the favorite? Who do you think will win?
I'm gonna have to go with Andy.
Andy Katz. Do you think there's a chance for a repeat performance?
Yeah. He's gonna be money.
And look what's being happened. There is a bribe taking place. Anyone you think has the best chance?
Well, Andy's always got a good chance of repeating.
Everyone's been saying that.
But then again, you know, a repeat's always tough.
What about you? Do you think you have the chance to do it this year?
I don't know. If I practice enough in my side yard over here, maybe.
We are at the house of Jeff McGrath, former grill master at Maxwell Classic. It doesn't look like he's home. And it's a no-show. And Jeff McGrath pulling in right at the right moment. Jeff, are you going to be grilling for the Maxwell Classic this year?
No, I will not be grilling this year, unfortunately. I'm going to be in New York City.
Doing what?
Another golf tournament.
Actually, Jeff is going to be working at NBC.
I'm trying to get this thing on the air. So in 2 years, no time, this will have a national audience.
So would you say that this is a step up for you and that the Maxwell Classic helped launch your career?
I would say so, yeah.
Who's going to win the tournament this year?
I think I'm going to go with Tim Shefflin this year, dark horse.
Pretty strict weightlifting regimen.
What's the strongest point of Tim's game? Why is he going to win this year?
Typo.
He's dedicating his game to me, so I kind of have to...
What do you think about Joel's chances of winning the individual championship instead of Andy?
Has a chance. Always has a chance.
No way.
You don't think
No
so?
way. No.
Andy Katz, we haven't actually asked you yet. What do you think the chances are of a repeat?
I'm up to the challenge. I haven't been on top of my game lately.
Yeah, who do you think's going to win?
Now, I haven't had a chance to really look at all the stats on the players coming in yet,
No.
so it's a little hard for me to say that.
Waiting in the wings.
I think it's going to be a lot more competitive this year.
That's right. Who's your favorite this year, Mike? Who do you think's going to win? Who's going to win the Maxwell Classic?
Tim.
Tim, any reason why?
He lives at the golf course.
Tim lives at the golf course, and also I think he's long overdue.
Long overdue, that's true.
He's been hiding in the shadows and ready to burst out.
Mike, what do you think are your chances this year for the individual championship?
Any number of people have a chance of winning.
With that 14
In 1998,
Favorite.
you finished third, only 2 strokes behind the leader.
Yeah.
In 1999, you finished dismally near the bottom of the pack. Will we see a return of the Shefflin from 98, or a Shefflin of 99, or a hybrid of the two, or something entirely new?
Well, it's a new tournament. You know, anything can happen.
Who would you say is your favorite? Who has the best chance to win the tournament this year?
Best chance to win the tournament? If I were to make a pick, I'd go back to Dave because he doesn't have the pressure of being the defending champion.
And we all know Dave is kind of be erratic, tend to lose his cool
Hey, you're in my house, all right?
Okay, I understand.
It all depends on if he shows up for the practice round or not.
Yeah.
If I can get out to a lead, I think I can hold on to it.
All right. Who do you think's the favorite this year? Who do you think's gonna win?
Oh, I can't divulge that.
What about you? Is that a chance?
It's too early to say.
Yeah. If you don't get Mike for a partner, is there anyone you'd rather be paired with?
Not really.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Here we go. We have Mike McAllister.
Jeremy Cha-Cha.
What'd you say if you did get placed with Mike McAllister again?
We'd win.
Because he's number one.
Now, who's your pick to win this year, Mike?
Is Store playing?
Store is playing.
Store.
Both years.
He doesn't even really practice that much.
No,
does
well, he doesn't
Just
need
he has-
to.
he has natural ability.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you think he has a good chance to
Oh,
win this year?
absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you think he's going to win?
Kid's got all the angles covered. He's a complete player.
McAllister, Mike McAllister. Mike
Really?
McAllister. I think he's a yeah, he's a lock-in right for me.
What's his best attribute as a player?
He's he's just competitive. More competitive than any of us are.
We're talking about the best or the worst?
I'm talking about the best.
Oh, the best.
If I were to make a pick, I'd go back to Dave.
No, Tim's definitely not gonna win. Can I pick myself?
You can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with myself.
Okay, you
I
think
felt
you?
pretty good. You remember the hole-in-one last year?
So are you picking yourself to win this year?
I'd have to say yeah.
Craig Gellermini, I mean, that kid was pretty mean on the wall at Wedgwood.
You know, now that I've had a year experience, I'm ready. Ready to go.
Craig's a good young lad, but he's not quite there yet.
You know, I believe I have the record for the back nine.
Who has the better chance, Craig or Corey Gellermini? Who will come out on top?
Dave, come on. I played doubles with you for how many years?
That's true.
You know who it is.
Okay, we all know what that means.
Should we worry about Corey, or is he
No.
going to finish at the end of the pack?
End of the pack.
And how do you think your brother Corey's going to fare?
I don't know. He had a tough back nine last year.
I've been shown up by my younger brother.
Do you give yourself a chance to win the individual title?
Sure, why not?
Who's your pick to win this year?
Well, of course, Mike Hirsch.
Oh.
Or Eminem, of course.
You might need some drinks also.
Maybe the unbelievable Andy Katz, probably.
Is that what you think?
He's a great player, yeah.
I think there's definitely a possibility of me reclaiming my title.
Oh, that's great.
My title.
Who do you think's the favorite this year for the individual title? Who do you think's gonna win?
Andy Katz is always tough.
Feel good.
Your brother Michael, with the extra help of Bud Light,
Natural aging.
the concentration that he possesses throughout 18 holes is unparalleled in this field.
You've come in second 2 years in a row. What do you think about that?
What do you think?
He's asking you.
I agree.
Okay. Will you be drunk for the tournament?
I've not used one.
Who do you think's gonna win this year? Who's your favorite?
I'd have to say Andy Cates.
Andy, Kate. It's pronounced Katz actually.
Really?
I want the Katzes this year.
You can see here we're approaching John Glenn Middle School, home abode of Ben Maxwell. Now, our old stomping grounds. And there he, and there he is.
Now he's got a camera in his hand. Put that thing.
So, Mr. Maxwell, are you going to be in appearance this year?
No.
Oh.
No. Yes.
Oh, good.
Andrew would hurt me if I were not.
What are your thoughts about being honored in this way, being the man behind the legacy?
You know, I feel that perhaps it should have been reversed. I should have done something to honor them.
Oh, that's nice. Well, there's still time.
But they are special, important people in my life.
That's
And I'm
wonderful.
glad they've maintained that connection. Where's Tim?
Typo.
Who do you think is the favorite this year for the Maxwell Classic?
I'm not certain, but I'd have to lean heavily toward Cats.
I'm very excited.
But you know, yesterday I was at Burlington Mall and I ran into Jeremy Cha-Cha.
That's right.
And I think he's going to put on a real move.
Call him and tell him to stop the store and get us some stuff.
He's going to put that Andy Katz where he belongs.
All right, thanks, Mr. Maxwell.
Thank you.
We'll see you later. A dedicated man devoted to his work. All right, well, as you can see, another beautiful day is ending here at Shefflin Acres. We've seen a lot of people preparing and working hard for the championship, a lot of people not working at all. Who will rise to the top and who will sink to the bottom? On July 16th, 2000, we'll find out.